This video is about how to speak Shakespeare's sonnet. Okay, we're going to go through some steps about how to approach it. And these steps will begin not by saying the whole sonnet. It'll begin by looking at different sections before we speak it. So the first thing is, best to print the sonnet and mark it with a pencil. So get your pencil and some water at the ready. I'm going to do this on a Word document because I'm going to upload it. Okay, so first step, say the rhyming couplet, the last two lines, because they sum up what the sonnet's about. The next step, say the last word of each line, because that also starts giving you a hint towards the themes and flavours of what the sonnet's going to be about. So the last two lines have summed up a sort of the maxim, the proverb, the meaning of the sonnet. The last few lines will give you, the last word of each line will give you some texture. Is it nature? Is it violence? Is it love? Is it the stars, animals? We're getting flavours. The next step, we want to draw a line under the first four lines, the second four lines, and the third four lines. So we've got 4, 4, 4, and then the rhyming couplet. So that's 4, 4, 4 is 12, rhyming couplet 14. The first section usually lays out the problem. The first quatrain, there's 4 lines, quatre, 4. The second quatrain usually says, not only have I got this problem, but it's even worse because of all this. And then the third quatrain usually provides the resolution, the solution, the consolation for this problem, with the rhyming couplet being a summation of the whole point of it. Sonnets have 14 lines. They have 3 quatrains, 3 groups of 4, and the rhyming couplet. A Shakespeare line is made of 5 iambs. An iamb is a 2-beat note, da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. So there's 5 of those, 5 times 2. 5 is like pentagram, Pentecost, the pentagon. So iambic pentameter is iambs times 5. A 5-meter iamb. Iamb 2 beats, 5 times 2, 10. So we've got 10 syllables, 10 beats in a Shakespeare line. In an even Shakespeare line. In an odd Shakespeare line, we have 11. To be or not to be, that is the question. That's 11. Why is it an offbeat? Well, he wants to kill himself, does our Hamlet. So, next step, we're going to mark the breaths, the compulsory breaths. Now, there are 3 places where you have to breathe. And these are the sentence endings. Well, I could say there's only one place, the sentence endings. But they're indicated by 3 things. Full stop, the question mark, and the exclamation mark. So, you can mark a breath. I use a / at the start and the end of the whole sonnet. And then look for the sentence endings. Mark in the breath, because you're going to breathe there. It's a new thought. Now, most sonnets are evenly breathed, i.e. every second line there's a breath. And if you look at the punctuation of the sonnets, you'll probably notice at the end of each quatrain does end with either a full stop or a colon or semicolon, a slightly higher value of punctuation than the comma. Very rare that it has no punctuation. Punctuation lets you know how the writer, the character, is thinking. It's very important to tune into this. So normally it's every other line on an even sonnet, but not necessarily. Sometimes the line flows into the next line. And we always speak it for the sense. We don't speak it because the line has changed. Okay. Next thing we're going to mark in are the Cesures. What's the caesure or caesura? Well, this is the natural divide within a line. A line, Shakespeare line, and often quite a lot of modern prose, is made of 2 halves. So, to be or not to be, that is the question. So that link between the 2 phrases we call the caesure. To be or not to be, that is the question. Marking in the caesure will stop you from doing this ham, corny, rubbish thing which has helped kill theatre, which you never really get in film, but you get in theatre all the time, where you break the line within the caesure, to be or not to be? That is the question. Just breaking it up for no reason to try. It's bad actors do it to try and look interesting, and the audience that doesn't like your show anyway will laugh. So often the worst actor gets the first laughs. So look out for that. To be or not to be, that is the question. To be or not to be, that is the question. No, please don't. It's just not English. You wouldn't say that. Do you want a cup of tea? Do you want a cup of tea? That's how we speak. You know it's a fake, phony actor when they break within the caesure. Just be careful of that. When I printed, when I have a printed page, I mark the caesure with a little V. But on a Word document, I find it clearer to mark it with an asterisk, because a V might look a bit like a V. The next step is we will read the first quatrain. We'll read it through, get a sense of what it's talking about, and then we'll read the first two lines. And then we'll make sure we can understand the first two lines. And we'll make sure we're taking our breaths, we'll make sure we're flowing through to the caesure and beyond. The caesure isn't a pause. There's actually no such thing as a pause, really, in drama. I mean, you might not be speaking, but it's filled with something else, because you're breathing, because you've threatened someone and you're looking for their response or whatever. But just cross the word pause out of every script. It's not Pinter's fault, it's people who've misunderstood Pinter. It's like with the method, I mean, that is the way to act, but people who don't understand it turn it into this nonsense. Okay, so as we start to speak the quatrains, make sure that the breaths we've marked do make sense. As I say, the end of the sentences, that will always be there, but sometimes marking the breath at the end of the line, it might not be the right place. We're going to look at a sonnet in a minute and check these things out. Okay, next obvious step, look up any words you don't understand. There might be a few. Another Shakespeare thing is the ED, the wronged duke. Now often in Shakespeare's day they pronounce the ED, and if he doesn't want you to pronounce it, he'll put an apostrophe D. We do it with things like aged. We don't say the aged man. Knowing that we're usually dealing with a 10-beat line can let you know how you're supposed to pronounce the ED, whether you are supposed to pronounce it. So if it's taking you up to 11, 12 syllables, then don't pronounce it. So now start to speak the whole sonnet, using your breaths, hitting the caesures, flowing through lines that need to be flowing through into the next line. And see if you're following the thought of it, if you're with it. Then try speaking it faster than you think, and start to let your thoughts catch up. There's a reason why a lot of directors end up just saying to the cast, do it quicker. David Mamet says the director's job is only to say to the actors, speak quicker. And the rationale behind that is because the actors are often thinking slower than the character. How do you get to think as fast as the character? Well, just start doing it fast. You will catch up. Or you will fall by the wayside. Or you'll be bad. So what's it about, the sonnet? What do you think of it? Note the richness of the Shakespeare's language. Also note that once you start reading Shakespeare's sonnets, that when you read sonnets from like 100 years later, or Victorian sonnets, they're breaking all Shakespeare's, the rules that Shakespeare followed, and breaking, structure is a thing to do. But it's all been broken apart so much that the structure's actually refreshing. It's a bit like modern art and certain modern music, Now we can swear or hang bell crap on the wall and call it art, fine, Now we've proved we can do it. Why do it? Why not actually do something of value which is good? The other thing about the sonnets and Shakespeare in general is it is difficult, it is rich, it's the richest, most wonderful poetry. It's not easy, but not everything's meant to be easy. Not everything's meant to be, you get it on the first there was She Loves You, yeah, then there was Strawberry Fields, Strawberry Fields you're not going to get on your first listen, but it's good to have rich things. Let's not dumb Shakespeare down to attract an audience that isn't really interested in it anyway. You know, Shakespeare's high-end stuff, people want high-end stuff. Look at how a lot of shops are working. People want something of value. So don't stick Armani in Asda, you know. Don't start making Shakespeare hip or something. Let it be beautiful. Let it be the philosophy of human nature. Let us rise to the level of him, not drag him down to our stupidity. Don't want to finish on anything negative, but anyway, let's go through something.